Hello lovely people, welcome to the Geek Cupboard, I'm Penge, and welcome to Landnama, which is a roguelite survival Viking base builder where we attempt to settle what is now modern day Iceland. So we have to explore the land around us and build it up with things like farms and fisheries and all that kind of stuff, but we also have to make sure we prepare for winter, because winter in Iceland is quite cold. It's quite cold and quite bad, and it could potentially maybe kill us a bit, so we have to make sure we're ready for the big chill when it arrives. And quite interestingly, even though this is a game about Vikings, Vikings famously known for shouting a lot and chopping people up with axes and generally being a bit angry about everything, there's no fighting. There's no fighting at all in this game. It's a non-combat Viking game, which is quite refreshing. Now, this is the playtest version of the game. The full game is due to be released at some point this year. And of course, if you're interested, there's a link to the Steam store page in the video description, so you can check the game out and wishlist it if you would like to. But anyway, let's get on with it, shall we? Away with us to Iceland. Okay, so first up we have to pick what clan we want to play as. We've got 3 to pick from right now, and then as we play we unlock more as we go. So here we have Sigbjorn of the Collectors, with a lovely wagon there full of collectible things, no doubt. So their heart capacity is increased by 5. That could be quite handy, that's quite good. We'll see how that works when we dive into the game, but that is quite useful. However, on the flip side, explorers decrease by 1, not quite so useful. So these guys are going to find it quite tricky to exploring, to find new land to develop and grow and all that kind of stuff. So that could make things a little bit difficult. Okay, so that's the collectors. Moving on to Tour of the Gardeners. Okay, spot of gardening going on with your big pointy beard. Very good. Chance to find special tiles increased by 15%. That's quite good. So we could go and find some very exciting tiles. But again, on the flip side, explorers decrease by 1. So we have a little bit of a trade-off there. We can't go exploring quite as often with these guys, but when we do go exploring, we have a higher chance to find more interesting tiles to go and build on and or look at or whatever. Okay. Right, that's quite good. Yeah, they're not bothered about exploring. They're doing gardening and growing pointy beards. It's fine. But okay, right, so that's those guys. And then we move on to the final option, which is, how do you pronounce that? How do you pronounce that? How do you say that particular Viking rune there? I don't know. It looks a bit like a D. We'll call you Dor. I don't know. The Mountaineers. Difficult exploration cost decreased by 5. Okay, that's quite useful. So if they are looking into difficult territory like mountains or whatever, they're going to find that a bit easier. But because they're all about mountains, they're not quite so good at fishing. So if we do have fishermen, their harvest is decreased by 1 heart. Okay, I'm thinking I quite like the sound of these. So we can't do quite as much exploring to begin with, but when we do go exploring, we might find more interesting tiles. We might have a more interesting landscape. It'll just take us longer to get to that point and uncover it all. Do you know what? I'm okay with that. That's absolutely fine. So let's go with Tor and the Gardeners, shall we? And next up we have to pick the region we'd like to go and settle in. And as you might expect, all the regions are quite different. They've got their own different terrain types. And also each region does have a landmark tile as well, which is a unique thing to that region that if you find it, gives you an exciting special bonus. So for example, over here in Suderland, which is that little region down there, there is more woodland and wetland and less highland and grassland there. And also somewhere in Suderland, there is the Hauke de Lor Gizir. So if you find that, it means construction cost comes down by 1 heart, which is pretty good. That one there, exploration time decreased by 25%. That's not too bad at all. That one there, if you have a homestead, the harvest is increased by 1 heart. Very useful. Starting hearts increased by 5 over there. That's quite handy. This one down here, Winter's Toll, decreased by 1 heart. So we'll see this, but as you play, when you get to winter comes along and it can hit you for a number of hearts. So that brings the kind of impact of winter down a little bit, which could be quite handy. However, I think we go for that one there. So over in Austerland, we have a little of each terrain type. So, a little bit of this, little bit of that, nice and balanced. And also there is the Studlegil, which is some sort of striking basalt column range, apparently. So it says over there. And if we find that, it means that the chance to find fancier tiles goes up by a further 10%, which would stack quite nicely with our clan ability. So really, if we then go exploring after we've found that, we have the chance to find exciting, interesting tiles increased by 25%. So every, 1 in 4 tiles we then go and explore should, in theory, by the law of averages, be an exciting one. I quite like the sound of that. So do you know what? We're going to go over there. A jagged coastline of fjords and waterfalls featuring a steep ravine of striking basalt columns known as Studlegil. I think that sounds pretty good. So here we go, let's go and set sail for Austerland. After a long journey across the sea, the clan reached the shores of their new home. Following the coast, they found a strategic location to establish a homestead and prepare for the coming winter. The path to survival was clear: explore the land and expand their settlement with buildings to increase heart, then upgrade the homestead as much as possible to stand the test of time. Okay, that sounds like things that we can certainly try to do. And there we are, arriving at our new home on our little boat. It's all very wonderful. So here we go. Onward. And before we begin, let's answer the very important question: is spacebar pause? And yes, I can very happily confirm that spacebar is pause. Well done, game. Good job. And just to remind you that the game is paused, you do get a little kind of stop hand icon up there in a little sort of banner thing as well, which is wonderful. So there we go. Spacebar is paused. Good job, game. Right, let's take a look at what we have going on. So right there is where we now live. That is where we call home. That's where we've settled. It doesn't look like much, but we will work on it. So there's our homestead, looking lovely and kind of homely and friendly. And then there's a few trees dotted around the place, got a few rocks, little campfire, some room to build into, and that's kind of it. There's nothing much else going on that tile there apart from our homestead. And then the only other tile that we know about in the entire world over here is that one there, the one next door to us. I assume because we sailed past it to get to this coastline here maybe, but that is a little island with some trees and some water. And that's kind of it. We know nothing more of the world apart from those two tiles. However, we can see, if we zoom out, some exciting sort of Northern Lights tiles over there. They've got exciting things on them. They've got interesting things that might possibly be of use to us. So when we do explore, we might want to explore in that direction to get to those, and down here to get to that one. I don't think, are there any more around? I don't think there are any more around. So yeah, might want to go over there just to see if we can find out what they might be, because they could be quite handy indeed. But we're not quite to that point just yet, because, we've only just started. We're only over here. Let's get things sort of, started off and settled and all that kind of stuff first. So up here, look, we have the most important resource in the entire game. And in fact, the only resource in the entire game. It's hearts. That's all we have. You don't have food and wood and stone, all that kind of stuff. Everything is rolled into one resource, which is hearts, which makes it nice and simple. That's all we need to worry about. At the moment, we've got 5 hearts with a maximum of 10 hearts. And you'll see here as time goes on, when we get to this point here, we'll pick up a heart, because our main sort of starting tile here with the homestead is generating 1 heart. We can see it just there. They're scavenging berries or chopping down some trees or gathering rocks or whatever. They're getting some basic resources and they are gathering 1 heart worth of stuff, which is what we want. So if we just run time on, actually, like that, just let it tick on, it goes past there, goes past a point of harvest, and it goes boop, up to 6 out of 10. And then if time passes on again, we get to that, pick up another one, and pick up another one, and pick up another one, and time goes on like that. However, when we get to over here, winter comes along, and winter isn't very pleasant at all. At the moment, when winter hits, we will lose between 1 and 3 hearts. It's random each time, we've got no idea. So it could be 1, it could be a mild winter, and we lose 1 heart, or it could be a really harsh winter, and we lose 3 hearts, which would be quite bad. So at the end of every year, you have to make sure that you've got sufficient hearts to take the hit of winter. You have to make sure you can survive winter, because if you don't, that's it, the game is over. So at the moment, we're okay, but we're not doing much. We're not doing much. We could just sort of happily sit here and we'd have 7, 8, we'd have 9 hearts by the end of the year. We could lose 3 and we could quite happily just sit here and just, exist as we are. But that's not very exciting, is it? So let's do some exploring and also some building as well. Now, I think over here, we could do a spot of building. So I think if we click on that, there's a kind of a hammer icon thing. And over here in the sea, we can build a fisherman's shack, a humble fisherman's shack to gather some lovely fish, build but only on sea. And it would get us, as it is right now, 1 extra heart at the point of harvest. So when it comes to harvest time and that's complete, we'd then get 2 hearts, 1 from the sea, 1 from the homestead. However, it does cost 4 hearts to build. So is that going to be enough? So we'll go down to 2. But then at that point, if that's gathering stuff, that's going to go back up to 4, 6, 8. Yeah. Okay, right. I think we do that then. So let's build ourselves a lovely fisherman over there. And I think they do upgrade eventually, I think. But right now, let's just get the basics in. So get a fisherman in over there. And that's going to take 2 months, I assume they are. I don't know. But 2 of these blocks over here. So if we run time on a little bit, just to get that done. So there we go. We can see stuff ticking down. So we're halfway through. And hopefully, is it going to be done before then? I think it is. That's wonderful. So there we go. It's now been done before the next harvest. So now At the next harvest time, we're going to get 2 hearts, which is good. 1 from there, 1 from there. And we've still got plenty, I think. We're 2, 4, 6 in time for winter. That should be okay. So now with that done, let's go and do some exploring. So I think really I kind of want to head over in that direction because there's 3 sort of exciting mystery tiles over there that we want to go and find out what they are. And if we look down here in the corner, we can see 2 kind of hammer icons, which means we can have 2 buildings underway at any one point, but only 1 little kind of hurrying boot icon because of our gardening status. So our love of gardening means we've only got the 1 explorer. Now, if we weren't playing as our gardening kind of clan, we'd have 2 of those, or maybe even 3 if we had a clan that loved exploring. But right now, we've only got the 1, so we can only explore 1 tile at a time. I think, let's go to there, look. And that puts us a bit closer to that one there. So if we click on that, we can then see it's unexplored, and it will take 1 sort of, I don't know, month, 1 block to go and investigate, and also 1 heart. So let's go and do that now. So click that, and time will tick by. The explorer goes and has a little look around to see what there is. Another harvest goes, there we go, so back up to 3. And it's a very, very unexciting tile indeed. Nothing at all going on there apart from some rocks. We can normally build a few bits and bobs on here. So we could put a pasture on there. A lovely pasture. We haven't got enough hearts right now, but that again will get us 1 heart plus 1 heart for each adjacent empty grassland. So if we had loads of grassland over here, then we could, have a nice kind of big pasture going on that would generate a lot of hearts. But I think we'll go and do some more exploring. I think, get another 2 there. So let's try and head toward that, shall we? So go and explore that. That could be quite interesting. So if we get to that, that'd be really good. Get that early on. That would be quite helpful. So here we go. Another 2 hearts coming in. And that again is another fairly unexciting grassland tile. But yes, as we've just seen, if we do put a pasture in, get +1 per harvest, plus 1 heart for each adjacent empty grassland. So already we've got a fairly decent kind of pasture setup going on here. I think what we'll do is let's get to the next harvest. So on 4 out of 10, how about we explore just there? So explore there. That now, because we're getting further away from home, is taking longer to do. That's going to take 4 sort of months, I'm going to call them. 4 months to get that done. So let's do that, look. Can take a while to get it sorted, but that's okay. Yeah, this is where another explorer would be quite handy because another one could be going down here. But look, already the snow is coming down. We head toward winter. We're going to pick up 2 more hearts, which is good because now we know we're safe for winter. Whatever happens, we're going to be fine. We're going to have hearts left over. So what's in that tile there? It's some trees. It's some trees, and there's a little kind of special thingamajig on there, which is exciting. So we could build this, and that's what that is. It's kind of a special site, quality woodland. So we could put a woodcutter on it. So it's going to harvest, oh yeah, look at that. 1 per harvest, plus 1 heart for each adjacent empty woodland. So at the moment, we're getting 2. Okay, I assume that's because it's a special sort of superior tile or whatever it is. It's a quality tile. So yeah, that could be quite handy. So we're going to get 2 if we just put a woodcutter on there. That would be useful. Okay, right, what we'll do is we'll run time on until winter to get that done first. Here we go. Winter's going to roll around and winter's tile is going to hit. Okay, what do? Press resolve, and we're going to take 2 hearts worth of sort of impact from surviving winter. That's okay. You can use a magical stave to bring that right down to 1 if you want to, but we're okay for now. So let's not use the magical stave. Vizir. I've probably pronounced that all sorts of wrong, but there we go. So onward we go to the next year, so year 2. But now at the end of the year, we are going to lose between 3 and 5 hearts. So now we need to kind of up our game a bit. You can't just sit and be complacent because winter is getting harsh and we have to make sure we can survive. So I think, can we explore just here? That's going to be quite handy. So get 2 things out of the way. We're going to pick up 2 more hearts, which is okay. So pick that up, explore there. And then depending on what it is, we either build a kind of a woodcutter there or a pasture thing there. Oh, it's some sort of special thing. It's wetland. Okay, so what does wetland do? So wetland allows us to build peat farms. Okay, that's quite good. And again, it's a quality tile and we're picking these up because our clan is good at finding these kind of special high quality tiles. That's very good. Okay, so yeah, we could build on there. But again, I think our best option right now is to come out of that and build on here, because if we build there, there's an adjacent empty grassland tile there. So if we say, okay, here, go for a pasture. So 1 per harvest, plus 1 for each adjacent empty grassland. So hopefully around there, we'll find much in the way of adjacent empty grassland. So let's go and do that. However, we do need to just pick up a few things. There's also an ominous skull just there. Why is there a skull? I don't know why there's a skull just there. That's a little bit ominous. I don't know why that's there. But there we go. Pasture completed. And look, there's little teeny tiny sheep. And that pasture is providing 2 hearts, which is good. So now every harvest, we're picking up 4 hearts, which is wonderful. I think then, let's explore just there, look. Have a wander around over there to bring that down to 1 out of 10. So now we'll be on 5 out of 10 over there, which is good. And at some point we can go over here and upgrade our sort of encampment thing as well. Oh, hang on. A thing has happened. Oh, it's like a random event. Okay, biting cold. While the clan is hardy and can handle any challenge, this freezing snap is making it difficult to survive a very long outdoors. More rest than usual are needed during exploration. So in effect for 9 months, exploration time increased by 50% or it costs 1 more heart. I would rather it just take longer. It's fine. It's okay. Yeah, exploration time can take a bit longer. That's fine. So are they going to take ages? They might take a while to get that sorted. But there we go. We can see that now ticking down. So it's very, very cold, but that's okay. We can muddle through with it. It's going to take a while to get that sorted. That is another wetland. Okay, we've got 9 out of 10 hearts. We're almost maxed out. So is it worth building something somewhere? Is it worth, on here, building ourselves a woodcutter? We'll be down to 5 out of 10, but winter at its harshest is going to be 5. So that should be fine. So I think let's build a woodcutter over there, look. And we should be okay for winter. So just let time tick on. Let's let winter roll around. Do your worst, winter. Here we go. Right, resolve that. Okay, that was quite bad. It wasn't your worst, but it was quite bad. Okay, so onward we go. So down to 1 out of 10. But now that's complete. We are picking up 6 hearts every single harvest, which is wonderful. So let's explore just there. We'll go and have a look around there. Again, it's taking quite a long time because the biting cold is still, doing its thing. And then over here, look, on that wetland, could we build a peat farm over there? Because it's quality wetland, we get 2 lovely hearts out of that. And if any of these adjacent are also wetland, that's going to be quite good. So we'll have a look over here first. Get that built. Yeah, we're going to do a pretty good job for picking up all these hearts soon. 5 to 8 though, look at that, it's causing quite a lot of damage now. And soon we are going to have to upgrade that. Right, okay, here's a random thing. Shoddy craftsmanship. Shoddy. After reviewing some of the recently constructed buildings, it was determined that there was some sloppy work done. For the next while, the clan will be exceptionally meticulous during construction to avoid further mistakes. Okay, so either construction time increased by 50% or construction cost increased by 1 heart. I think again we go for the time. Let's make it just take a little bit longer. That's okay. And I think, has that gone? No, hang on. Landnama. Homestead harvest increased by 1. Why have we got that? Where did that come from? Have we picked up an exciting new thing? Okay, that's fun. We picked up a new thing. Okay, so the homestead harvest has gone up by 1. Oh, that's quite good, isn't it? That's a good thing. Right, we're 10 out of 10. I think then what we do is over here, let's upgrade the homestead with 5 of our hearts. It's going to take a very long time to get done, but that's okay. That's absolutely fine. And then we're going to pick up 10 more hearts over there. Look, so we could go and do some more building somewhere or some more scouting. If I hang on, is that grassland? Okay. Our little kind of thing over here is generating a lot of lovely hearts because it's adjacent to 2 bits of grassland. How about then we look just there? That's going to be fine. Yeah, another explorer would be really handy about now, but we don't have that, unfortunately. Never mind. Could we build on there? 4 out of 10. How much is it going to cost? 4. Already built. Build. Okay, I remembered something from the tutorial bit that I did. You can only have 1 building of each type in your little kind of settlement. So that is where our peat farm's going to be. That is where the woodcutter's going to be. And that's where the pasture's going to be. And that's kind of it. We can do no more with it. Okay, do you know what? That's fine. That's okay. They're in the best places for now, I think. So, okay, we're going to top back up to 10 out of 10, which is good. So we are wasting a few hearts right now, but I'm okay with that. That's all fine. So if we could get that done, but winter's going to roll around. Is it going to be particularly harsh? Is it going to be mild? Let's have a little look. It's quite harsh. Okay, so down to 3 out of 10, but pretty... Oh, hang on. Because we upgraded our little homestead thing, we can now hold 15 hearts, which is good. But winter is getting worse and worse every time. Okay, explore here, look. have a little look around there. See what that tile is all about, because it's a bit mysterious, so we'll have a look at that. And we can't do much else right now. Hang on, could we upgrade this? We could upgrade the homestead. Yeah, Great Hall progress. Do you know what? Let's use some of our hearts to do that, because we're not using them for anything else really. So exploring that's going to take absolutely ages. Doing that work is also taking a long time. We've got 11 hearts coming in momentarily, which is fine. And then a random event, which I don't know why they've represented it by a skull. Because skulls generally imply bad things, like death and terrible stuff, but okay. So, can we do that now? Can we upgrade things now as well? Can we start upgrading things? I don't think we can. I don't think we can. Is it worth building these things, look? Utility kilns. Now, can we build these? Because we've upgraded our building over here, our main building. So we could build a kiln. Winter's Toll decreased by 2. Oh, that's very good. Detrimental effect duration decreased by 30%. Oh, that's also very handy. Or Law Speaker, beneficial effect duration increased by 70. Chance of finding counters increased by 10. I mean, making Winter's Toll slightly less aggressive would be quite good. Dropping that by 2 hearts every time would be quite useful. So do you know what? Let's build a kiln. Provides drying and processing in this wet northern climate. Build on highland, wetland, woodland and grassland. Yeah, let's build that. Get ourselves a nice kiln on the go. That's quite good. Right, okay, so they're going to be doing that. We've now upgraded. Oh, we haven't. Hang on a minute. A death in the clan. Oh no, Malcolm. A highly regarded member of the clan dies and is celebrated with a grand funeral, but their absence will be felt greatly. Effect for 1 turn. Construction cannot be started. Exploration cannot be started. One sort of block. Oh, that's fine. Yeah, we'll go for that. Otherwise, exploration time and construction time is increased. No, that's fine. We'll just hang around for a bit. We'll have a big old party, a big old Viking party. That's going to be fine. That's okay. That's not a problem at all. And yeah, we can now have 25 lovely, lovely hearts. Okay, that's really good. Happy with that. Can we upgrade anything over here then? No. I don't quite know what the rules are for upgrading and not upgrading. Why could we upgrade that but not these other ones? I'm not quite sure. And hang on, no. Because that is... Hang on a second, no. We upgraded, we built on there. So now that's in. That's a special building related to the peat farm, isn't it? Okay, right, no, I get it. Right, okay, hang on. If we move on, that's going to be revealed, isn't it? It's an exciting thing. What is it? Curiosity discovered. Something about this place that sets it apart. Chance to find high quality tiles increased by 10%. Already? Is that the special thing? Hang on, is that the... that was the special thing of this place, wasn't it? Of this region that gave us that? That doesn't look like basalt pillars. It looks like a former little settlement that's fallen apart or something. But okay, how about we explore down here? Explore round the round home, look. Because that should be nice and simple. Right, the kiln has been completed. We can't build on that curiosity tile at all. We could build on the grassland. We could build other things. But we are going to lose a heart point from the adjacency bonus for that. Do you know what? Let's see what happens down here. Get down here. Right, another forest. Okay, in the woodland, what can we do? So we've built a kiln. We have one of those already. So a scally. Adjacent tiles, production buildings, harvest increased by 1. That's neither here nor there for that, I don't think. Healer. We could put one of those in. Detrimental effect duration decreased by 30%. We've seen that before. Heart capacity increased by 1. Could be useful. Construction cost decreased by 2. Or sacred, a gothy. A religious and political leader who speaks for the gods. Only buildable on woodland and grassland. Chance to find high quality tiles increased by another 5%. And the homestead harvest is increased by 1. Yeah. Let's have that. Let's have a sacred person around the place. That could be useful. And explore just there, please. We get 11 lovely hearts coming back in. 23 out of 25. Winter is going to hit, however. So here we go. Let's see what happens. Hang on. That's a wetland tile. I mean, can we build another thing on here? Can we put a seer on here? Reveal location of the landmark. And the homestead harvest is increased. Okay, do you know what? We'll build that as well. We shall have ourselves a sacred seer. That sounds like a good thing to have. Okay, we're doing plenty of building work right now. This is good. Right, winter comes around. Resolve 8. We are hitting the sort of the high-end numbers for this, but that's okay. So now it's going to be 13 to 22. We do pick up 11 each time, though, so it shouldn't be so bad. Already on 19 out of 25. So let's get one of these. Hang on, we're not exploring anything. Go and have a wander around there, scouty people. That could be quite useful. And then we'll go here. And then I think, oh, hang on, yeah, watery thing. So C, well, the builder is busy. We've got 2 builders and they're both busy. Right, that thing's now been completed. So the homestead is generating 3 hearts all on its own. So now we can build something out in the sea. So we can have, capacity of hearts increased by 1. I imagine we can do that on each of the different land types. And then we've got a wharf. So gain +1 heart per 5 left after winter's toll. That's quite good. We'll have that, please. That seems like quite a handy thing. And then we'll go just there, look. Do some exploring down here, nice and quick. We'll see what we get out of that. It's another island, but okay, we can't build anything. Let's head over there then. 11 months or turns to explore that because it's really far away. Okay, now this is where only having one explorer comes a little bit of a nuisance because we can't do too much else with that right now, which is a bit of a shame, but there we go. Right, so building complete. Let's go down here and we'll get a shipbuilder, because that means the harvest of our fishermen is increased a bit more. 11 hearts, we've maxed out. That's absolutely fine. Get that done, and we've built whatever that was over there. A seer. So we've got a couple of mystical things going on. Random events happen. Frozen shores. An incredible amount of ice has begun washing ashore in chunks of all sizes. There is nowhere safe to launch boats. The entire coast has been cut off to the clan. So either for 9 turns the fisherman doesn't harvest any hearts, or we lose 5 right now. Okay, hang on. Losing 5 takes us to 9, plus 13 is... Okay, hang on a minute. 13, but between 19, 22. Ooh, that'll be cutting it 5. But do you know what? I think we can lose 5 right now, and we're going to be okay. We're going to pick up 13, which will take us to 22 out of 25 hearts. Okay, that's pushing it a bit in terms of winter, but that's fine. And because we've built the seer, we now know where the landmark is, and it's just there. So we're heading in the right direction toward our landmark thing in this region, which is good. That's what we want to find. Right, 22 out of 25. Please be on the lower end. Please be near 13. Oh, perfect. Perfect. Okay, and we've picked one back up because of the wharf. That helped us out a bit. Okay, that wasn't so bad. How many builders? 2 builders left. Can we now upgrade this? Okay, what we'll do is... let's let time tick on until we get the next harvest in. So boop, and then go to here, upgrade the Great Horn. I think we have to get that to 5 out of 5 and it counts as a win. So this clan thrives in this particular region, and that's going to be helpful. That's part of our sort of our Viking saga, if you like. So we could do with getting that done. An expensive fire. Oh no, there's a tiny bit of fire going on. 2 hot-headed members, literally very hot-headed, of the clan got drunk and heated. Their yells turned to fisticuffs, and in the chaos a fire was spread to the building they were in. No one was hurt, but it was a costly scrap. Okay, destroy random building or lose 5 hearts. We're going to lose 5 hearts, because having to build the building back is going to be more time-consuming and a bit annoying. So do you know what? We'll take the immediate hit right now. We're okay at topping back up with hearts. It's all going to be good. So 15 comes in, and then by the time the next 15 come in, we'll have upgraded that so we can store them all. Right. Okay, another mysterious thing is over here. Animal graveyard. The clan discovered a large collection of what must be animal bones. It's an eerie sight to behold, but they're a boon for crafting new tools. Okay, effect for 6 turns, build is increased by 1. Oh, that could be quite handy. However, we are going to explore just there. It's going to take a very, very long time, but I think it's worth doing. So go over there and explore that, because that's our important landmark tile thing. We want to see what's there. Okay, we can't do much else. Can we upgrade this down at 35 hearts we're going to need? Crikeys. Okay, so 29 out of 40. So we're going to max out next time. Is there nothing else we can do? We could build on there, look. We could build on there. Yeah, that's fine. We'll build on here. So we'll build... I don't know. What should we build? A healer. Detrimental effect duration decreased by 30%. That sounds like a good thing. We shall have one of those, thank you. Pop a healer up there. I mean, yeah, the extra build is not really that much use for us. We can't do too much with it. We can't build on that. No, I think we've built on everything that we want to build on. So here we go. We're going to get to winter before we get to that thing. But that's okay, right? The heal has been completed. So bad effects are going to have slightly less impact, which is good. Winter's Toll, 20. Okay, kind of in the middle. That's absolutely fine. 20 out of 40. Right, I think as soon as we get this harvest in, we upgrade this. Let's get it to 4 out of 5. Let's get a longhouse in. That's very exciting. Okay, right, so get the longhouse in. And you can see it growing. You can see it developing. They've got some cattle over there now and more little sort of houses going on. It is growing. It's really lovely to see. Right, random event. Plague of pests. Something is devouring the grasslands. The best guess being some kind of insect. How does one stop a creature so small and so numerous? We can't just take the hit. So for 9 turns, the pasture is going to do nothing at all. Bother. Okay, that's a bit of a nuisance. That's 11 every single harvest. Okay, don't do anything else. Oh, hang on though. Look. Pause time for a second. We've uncovered the thing, the basalt columns thing. Yay! Alright, we've found a landmark. That's good. An ancient fortress of stone held securely by columns that must have been carved by the frost giants. Studlagil. Chance to find fancy, exciting tars increased by a further 10%. We must be very good at that. Okay, onward we go. That is brilliant. Let's come back closer to home, shall we? So explore that, please. Have a little look around there. And I think we don't really do anything else for the rest of the year because the pasture being out of action is quite bad. So let's see what's here, look. It is another sort of forest tile type thing, woodland. Is it worth putting any of these things in? I don't think it is. At 7, that takes us down to 3 plus 2 lots of letting. That's 22, 25. Yeah, we might possibly have a little bit of a bother there. So let's not do anything. So 21 out of 60. It's going to go up to 32 out of 60. So there is the potential that maybe if we get the maximum impact from winter, we could be in with a bit of a bother. But it's gone back up to 15. Okay, hooray. Right, good. Thank you, pasture. That sorted that out. That was quite handy, was it? Right, let's let winter roll around. So winter can come in and we'll see what damage it can do. Right, here we go. Resolve that. Okay, lower end of the spectrum. And we got 2 hearts back from the wharf, which is very good. Okay, so 16 out of 60. What do we need to max this out? 55. Okay, we're not going to get there, I don't think, right now. Is it worth doing some stuff over here? So construction cost decreased by 2 if we build a carpenter. So get a carpenter in. That could be quite useful. And then, can we just keep working around here? Can we see what's there? Yeah, we'll see what's just there. Look, we'll have a go at that tile there. See what's just there. But this is okay. Right, so we're going to pick up 15 more hearts. Random, terrifying skull event is going to happen before then, though. Let's see what happens. Here we go. Heavy rain. Okay, what is it? The sky is open to release endless rain. Everything is soaked, the soil has been churned into thick mud, and rivers appear where none existed before. Okay, so we can't do an exploration for 3 more goes, or we lose 5 hearts. Do you know what? We just won't explore for a short while. That's okay. We can cope with that. We're alright with that kind of thing. Right, grassland. Adjacent buildings harvest increased by 1. Okay, that would affect the peat farm. That would affect the peat farm, so it could be helpful. We could get that, though. Or we could get the cash, or we could get a weaver. Winter's Toll decreased by 5, but it is 16 hearts. Okay, hang on. Hang on a minute. It'll offset one of those pretty much. So we'd have 23 plus another 30. So I think we'd be okay. Do you know what? It's probably worth doing that. Let's get a weaver set up over there. That's going to be quite good. But then do nothing else. Maybe do one kind of tiny bit of exploring or something. That might be okay. Right, carpenter is in, so building stuff is going to be a little bit easier. Dragon ships. Gain 1 heart per 5 hearts left after Winter's Toll. We're kind of upgrading things. This is quite exciting. I don't know how that's happening, but it is, and I'm on board with it. Right, we'll have a look over there. Explore on that tile. Pick up another 15 of these. That should see us good for the winter. It's going to be fine. But look, Winter's Toll is already a bit less. We've sort of made it slightly less terrible. Okay, what can we build over here? We could build the law speaker. Let's get our law person over there to deal with some legal shenanigans. That's going to be wonderful. Right, so we do that. Winter's Toll is 30. Okay, slightly higher, but okie doke. Right, so down to 22. But now I think, can we get 50? Can we get that in Not now we can't. Oh, I don't think we can next time either. That's a bit of a nuisance. Okay, never mind. We might have to possibly just kind of hang around for a bit and then upgrade that at a later point. Do you know what? Let's get that done. Go over there, explore there. Just see what that is. Is it the coast? Does the coast come round here? Who knows? We shall see. And then do you want to try and head out toward that one? Could be quite interesting, I suppose. Another wetland. So we could have adjacent buildings. That's neither here nor there. A smithy. Harvest increased by 1 on production buildings. Or a cache. Heart capacity increased by 1. Do you know what? Have a cache on there. Because we might as well. And we'll explore just there as well. So 45. So plenty of stuff left. Derangement. Oh dear. Okay, right, this looks bad. A very sad day, particularly for that person there. Without warning, an otherwise healthy, seemingly member of the clan went into a state of madness and began attacking others. It was only after several members of the clan were murdered that one responsible was dispatched. Oh no, it's Martin! A solemn and mournful day that will take some time to recover from. Okay, so production buildings, harvest decreased by 2 hearts, or effects 6 turns, construction cannot be started, exploration cannot be started, because we're all having a little bit of a mourn. Do you know what? We'll choose that. We shall just have a bit of a sad time toward the end of the year, I think. The end of year, what are we in? 8, 9, 10? No idea. But yeah, it's not a vintage year anymore. But there we go. Oh, look, that's complete. And we've got a quality wetland tile down there, which is very good. Okay, we've almost maxed out the stuff. We now have maxed out the stuff. Okay, don't do the building work there. Don't do the building work just yet. Leave it to just sort of tick on by. Do you know, we could do some exploration, actually. Can we make our way over to there? That's 4 turns, but okay, we'll get that done. I want to see what's just there, because that is a tile of note. Right, so we get to winter. Resolve that. 28, not too bad at all. That's good. So I think by the time we get to the next harvest, like that, we should be able to upgrade the longhouse. We upgrade that to a great hall. And I've only got 4 out of 61. It could potentially hit us for 41 hearts. The winter could. Okay, that's not great, but never mind. We shall muddle through. That's a forest. Okay, so what's that? That's 7 turns. Right, so explore just there, please. Carry on in that direction. Right, so 18. Another 15 coming in here, which is good. However, random event inbound. Please be nice. The wood set aside for construction wasn't stored properly and unfortunately can't be used. As frustrating as it is, no new buildings can be started until it has been restocked. Okay, bit of a bother with some rotten wood. Okay, just don't build anything for 3 turns. That's probably going to be fine. That's okay. You can wait for that. That's okay. We're not really doing too much. And the region has been settled. There we go. We've upgraded our kind of starting building to a tier 5 starting building. And there it is. It's now done. And our clan have flourished over here. The region has been fully settled. And it took us 114 turns to do that, which is pretty good. That's not too bad at all. And we did get quite a good range of buildings as well. Got quite a nice range of things going on. That's very good. Got pastures and, I don't know, little kind of fisherman boats and wharfs and jetties and all sorts of other stuff. So there we go. Right, so region settled. Complete a settlement. And that's it. So they live over there, look now. That's it. They live over there, and we found Studlagil. So chance of finding those tiles increased by 10%. But now, if we press onward, so we've done that. So our saga, which is our ongoing tale, that now applies to any of the future clans, I believe, that we choose to play. So if we go onward, so they're now done. The lovely kind of the farming clan are now done. That's okay. We don't have to do them again. They've settled. They're all happy living over there on the east of Iceland. It's all very lovely. And now we get to sort of go again. But I think now we've got 4 to pick from. Look, I know it's 3, but they've gone. Look, their one's kind of been sort of scratched out, as it were. So now I've got Snorri, which is a wonderful name of the builders. So construction cost comes down a bit and exploration cost increased a little bit. Crikey, it's okay. And then we've got Ingolfer the Steady, who has no strengths but no weaknesses either, which is good. And then we've got the mountainy person that we saw before. So if you then go, okay, we'll be, let's be Snorri of the Builders. So we'll pick you and go onward. And then you pick where you want to go over here. And then the island kind of gradually fills up with all the different clans that you've brought over. But because that clan there, the clan that we started as, well, I've forgotten the name of now, but yeah, the lovely happy gardening clan with the pointy beards, because they found their landmark, the plus 10% bonus to finding fancy, high-quality bits of land will now apply to the current plan we're playing as. And then it would apply if we went over to that region there, for example, and we found Hvitserker, which maybe we would if we went over there. That would apply to future clans settling in the region and all that kind of stuff. So it kind of all mounts up. So it does kind of warrant you kind of going back and playing again and again with the different clans. And eventually you would fill up Iceland. It would all be glorious and wonderful. And your sort of saga would be complete. And you can, I believe, afford to lose so many clans. You can afford, 3 can perish before it's all done. So you can have 3 clans perishing. And then if all 3 die, that's it. Your saga ends and it kind of all fizzles out and nothing kind of works. And it's all very sad. But yeah, you've got 3 chances for it to go wrong. So, I mean, we did okay then. I think we sort of did okay. So we settled it in 9 winters and 6 moons, which wasn't too bad at all. So we did okay. But yeah, you've got 3 chances for it to go a bit wrong before then your saga ends. And it's all very sad. But there we go. I think we'll finish things up for now because we have had a good look at it. Yeah, we've seen how it works and what it's all about. It is only a playtest. It's only a playtest. But yeah, you could come back to it. It's quite a long playtest if you wanted to carry on the saga and kept sort of going in and adding more sort of clans and doing more stuff and settling more land and such like. It could go on for quite a long time. But yeah, this is only the playtest. So, as it develops, I'll add more things and make it more sort of refined and maybe more clans and more effects and more buildings or more terrain types or whatever. So it will develop and it'll go along. But I really like this. I like a game like this because it's not that sort of it's not that time pressured in that you've not had to mount up for an attack or anything. Your enemy really is winter. That is your big thing. That is the big thing you need to survive against. It's just winter. Are you ready for winter? Yes. Then that's fine. Everything is good. And then you can build little things as you go around and you get your main sort of thing on, say, grassland. And then on other grassland buildings, you can add special types of buildings like we saw with kilns and, I don't know, craftsmen and wharfs and that kind of stuff. I quite like that. Adds a little bit of variety, gives you something to do to spend your hearts on. But again, you have to be careful to make sure that you have got the right amount of hearts to get through winter. And there's random events as well, and no combat, which is quite nice. I don't think it would work in a game like this. I don't really think it will work. Is it no proper combat? Of course, there was a little bit of combat. We had a kind of people having a punch-up, and we had our murdery person. We had murdery Martin coming back in Viking form. But yeah, that's fine. But other than that, no sort of full-scale Viking invasions, trained troops, all that kind of stuff. And it's quite nice where you have only the one resource type. That works quite well. It's nice and straightforward. You have to kind of go, right, I need to balance this and that and that and this. Just how much resource do you have? How much stuff have you got? Oh, I've got 22 stuff. Is that enough to get through winter? Yes, it is. Wonderful. So I like this. I like this. It's a very lovely sort of nice, simple idea for a game that I think is executed very well. And given that this is only the playtest, I'm looking forward to seeing where this goes in the future. Because if this is how it is in a playtest, it's going to be very, very good when they've kind of fleshed it out and developed it even more. So we might well pop back to this at some point. We could possibly pop back and have a look at Landnama when it goes into early access or full release or whatever. We will see. But we'll finish things up for now because I think we have had a good look at it to see how it works and what it's all about and all that kind of stuff. It's not out quite yet, as we said earlier, but of course there is a link to the Steam store page in the video description, so you can go and wishlist it if you would like to. And then I think if it is wishlisted, it will pop up and tell you the game is now available, so you can go and get it if you would like to when that time comes. But we shall finish things up for now. Hopefully you have enjoyed this. If you have, please do leave a like. That would be most marvellous indeed. And also, if you're not already, then please do subscribe to keep up to date with all the other bits and bobs and nonsense that we get up to in the Geek Cupboard. But for now, thank you very much for joining me in the Geek Cupboard, and I will see you next time. The city of Cupboard, it can be full of geeks, very loyal geeks to me. It's this sort of stripy hill. That's interesting. Oh, Stripey Mountain. Sorry, I downgraded you to a hill. Just really irritate the Norwegians. Everyone had gold. People were lying on beds of gold. They were eating gold. They were trying to wash their hair with gold. There was gold literally everywhere in our empire.